Can someone love you and still not support your goals?
I think so. People tend to be honest with people they care the most about.
It's possible for somebody to love you and not support your dreams because the person didn't dream the dream.
Love is patient, love is kind, right?
Yeah.
If you love me, you should support me. Even if you
No,
don't believe in
love
it.
is also
No, no,
honest.
no.
Don't
No,
forget.
no, 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 no. They say experience is the best teacher.
But
What if you have
sometimes,
experienced it? Sometimes it's
But
best you learn
again,
from
this
other people's
wait,
mistakes.
before you
That you're
go too
saying,
far.
is
Before
very wrong.
before no, no.
Don't
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Scatteryan Podcast, where we discuss how society affects behavior. I'm your guy, Dr. Toves. Hope you're having a beautiful and fantastic day today. I want to get somewhat personal. I don't want to talk about any headlines, no breaking news, none of those things. I want to talk about just heartbreak. And not from love, kind of from love, but from your friends and your family. Today we'll be yarning about when people you love the most don't support your dreams. You know that saying, surround yourself with people who believe in you. Yeah, well, what happens when your inner circle is more like inner doubters? Let's yarn about it. But joining me to yarn today are my guys and your guys. You know them, Dr. Morris and Sir Nelson. How are you guys feeling today, my G's?
good. Feeling very well. Sun is out, weather is good, so nothing to complain really. So everything is good, and it's great to be back.
And Nelson,
Yeah,
how are you
it's your
doing, man?
boy Nelson. Good to have me. Let's cook. Let's let's discuss.
Okay, let's cook, as you said. Let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. Hearing "Are you sure?" from a stranger is annoying. Are you sure? Hearing it from a stranger is annoying, but hearing it from your best friend or your family members, your sister, your brother, your mother, your father, that stings on a spiritual level. Sometimes people closest to you think they're protecting us, but it ends up sounding like they're doubting our abilities, our talent, etc. For example, if you say you're quitting your job, they'll be like, "Are you quitting your job for XYZ?" Or if you tell them you're going to do social media, they'll be like, "Is there money in that kind of thing that you're doing?" Or you want to do music, they'll say something like, "Just go and focus on something realistic." That kind of translates to, "I don't believe in your dream," and that moment honestly can feel like a funeral for your motivation. Let's start with Dr. Morris. Can someone love you and still not support your goals? And where do you draw the line?
Can someone love you and still not support your goals? I think so. I think it all depends on what that dream is, right? So, if a lot of the times people tend to be honest with people they care the most about. So close family and friends, you can easily be yourself around them. You can tell them exactly how it is without filter. If it's someone that you're not very close with, that's quite different. But for someone you're close with, you can easily tell them what your initial thoughts are without even thinking about what impact it will have on them. So I think so definitely for that reason, yes, you can have situations whereby people would love you and don't support your dream. But that comes from a number of reasons. It could be that they don't think your dream is realistic.
Now you're
So that's
talking.
one. But there are so many other reasons, which I'm sure we'll get into as the conversation goes further. But yeah, I don't know what Nelson thinks.
It's possible for somebody to love you and not support your dreams because the person didn't dream the dream. I think that's one of my reasons, and that I don't support your dreams doesn't eradicate my love for you. It's just because I don't see it the way you're seeing it. Because most times dreams appear ridiculous. They appear out of this world. So if the person doesn't see things from your perspective, it's possible for them not to see your dream. But it is important for you as the dreamer to be sure of what you are dreaming. So that way, even if they don't support you, You are sure that this person's support does not mean that does not invalidate the dream.
I bet you guys are too calm. It's like you guys are used to people not supporting your dreams. Well, I don't think I'm
So
that used to people not supporting my dream. No, it's
I've experienced
too
both
late.
of
It's
it.
too late now. It is too late. It is too late. We are
No, the
talking very,
truth
very
is, it's
calm,
possible.
very, very
Let
sage.
us.
Like,
No, no,
no,
no, no,
no.
no.
Let's
We are
let's come
yet
to
to
this
scatter
angle,
yarn.
right?
We are
Yes, let's
yet to
scatter
scatter
this yarn.
yarn.
Let me scatter.
It no means say make we come dey lie.
But let us hear this. Let us hear this. Now, hear this perspective. Now, they say love conquers all. Love is patient. Love is kind. Right?
Yeah.
If you love me, you should support me, even if you
No,
don't believe in
love is
it.
also
No, no,
honest. Don't
no, no,
forget.
no, 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 no. Even if you don't believe me, even if you don't
Mhm.
believe in my dream, show support. Show
This
some
is what
support.
the dream means.
At least give some advice, give some encouragement. Okay, that's okay. This is what you want to do. Go and check out these people that have done it and were successful. Go and read certain books, something like that. Don't be like yeah, it's nothing there for you. You have the capability, all those kind of things. So I don't know if I'm going to call that love or I'll call that conditional love, because love is supposed to be unconditional, and you want the support and the encouragement of people that you depend on the most. That's what I'm saying. You're on mute, Mr. Nelson, if you're talking to us.
You are mixing things up. You cannot equate support of your dream to love. It will be wrong of you. It is your dream. Doesn't make me less of a lover. I will support you as a person in whatever you do. Does not necessarily mean I support your dream.
Again, you are mixing up my saying. I said you should support me even if you don't believe in it. I think you're kind of substituting support for belief. I don't believe in everybody wants to be an astronaut, because how many astronauts have actually made it? But if someone I love says they want to become an astronaut, I'm going to support them by giving some helpful tips and trying to navigate. Even if I don't believe in it, I'll be like, hey man, there's not a lot of successful
Give
people
me
now,
an let
but
me give
I
let
have
me
your back. Whatever you need from me, I'm going to be there for you. Come to me for advice, or if you need me to do some research, I'll help you to do that. But I'm not just going to be like, you're wasting your time, basically.
So
what
essentially,
if the, but what if the person is wasting their time?
no,
But how do you know?
but this is where the psychological aspect comes in, because now what it seems like you're saying is that, which might be true, is that the family or friend is projecting their own insecurities onto you. So that's essentially, in a way, of saying this is how I actually feel. So if I'm being truthful to you, then my security and my insecurity should somehow reflect. I think so. Which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. At the end of the day, it's your dream. I think that when I know that for some people, when they have challenges in terms of family or friends giving them criticism, it can demotivate them. But if you're really passionate about that dream, that could just be one of those challenges that you have to rise above. So,
Yeah. But and here is the thing. Sometimes when family and friends they may want the best for you, but sometimes that best comes with strings attached, some rules and
So
some
they may
some can
want
they
the
want a
best for you,
car
but they
they
don't
want
know they
they,
don't know the best for you.
exactly they'll be giving you, they want a career that they can brag about at family gathering or at social gathering or weddings, to be like, hey, this my guy, this my son, this my person, he does this, right?
Okay,
they,
bro,
they
look at
want
it
that
from
kind
this
of one.
angle.
But if you
Look
say,
at
for
it from
example,
this
I want to
angle.
be a writer, they'll be like, what they're hearing is you're choosing hunger and disappointment your whole life. Or let's say if you want to start a new business at 40 years old, they'll be like, why are you switching at this age? Because it doesn't fit their template of success. Please give me the scenario, Mr. Nels.
So let's because you are looking at it only from a family perspective.
Yes, and friends.
Yeah, okay, and friends, okay. Because you kept saying relative, relative. I'm saying okay, you are dating somebody and you this is your boyfriend and is about to do something that is obviously a disaster, but because he has this wishful thinking and dreams, he's
That's
bent
wishful
on
thinking.
doing it. Yeah, sometimes dreams might not be dreams, it might just be wishful thinking, you know. And dreams might
Yeah.
sometimes dreams are best left as dreams, because really you are not in any position to achieve those things, because
Okay.
as a person you have not even shown the level of responsibility required to achieve some of these things. So I'm giving you an instance where we have seen people, it's not we have seen people think ridiculously, like, ah, oh
Okay,
god,
let's
how
bring
do
it
I
let's bring it back this way. Have you ever been unsupportive of someone else's dreams? Be honest. And what held you back? Because it's in the
have I
line of
ever
the thinking you're going. Have you ever been unsupportive of someone else's dream? And be honest, what held you back from
uh,
supporting their dreams?
so not like I've been no, I don't remember any situation where I did not support somebody's dream. But I remember a situation where somebody did not support my own dream, and it actually broke me. So it's unfair for you to just force this conversation to the fact that if you love a person, you have to support the person's dream.
I'm
Because
not
I've
forcing. I'm
experienced.
saying that's my perspective.
Okay, okay, then why am I arguing with you? If it's your
I don't know
perspective, then
why.
that's then that's okay. If that's your perspective, that's okay. But I'm talking personally as a person. Yeah, I've been in a situation where I had a dream and my girlfriend did not support it, but I was sure of this dream coming to realization, and it was a conversation we had that made her now realize how hot I was. This was years after, like, because she put me down, she did not show me any form of support, and I'm like, not like I need any financial support from you or whatnot. I just need you to be there. Like, I just need you to be there mentally while I'm trying to achieve all of this.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
makes sense. But fast forward to this year. So because I judged this said person and I made her see her faults, how it was wrong for her to invalidate my dreams without supporting me. Fast forward to this year, I was supposed to invest in a business idea that she thought was a bad idea. But because of the experience I had before now, I did not I did not share this thought or dream with her. I did not exactly share the thought or dream with her. And I went ahead to invest in this. So after I invested and I saw that, okay, this thing is making waves, like in the first trimester of the business, I saw it was making waves. And then I spoke to her about it that, okay, this is what I'm doing at the moment. Are you interested? Also, because of the previous situation where she did not support me, she was biased and she chose to support me this time, even if she knew deep down this was a bad idea.
Okay. So, okay.
Thankfully,
So let's look at it.
thankfully, thankfully, the business crumbled before she invested in it. So I've experienced two situations where she did not support me at all. I was sad. I complained about it. She changed, adjusted. Now she was extra careful. And I brought up another business idea that naturally she wasn't in support of, but she pretended to support because she doesn't want a repeat of what has happened before.
Le-
So relate that scenario to this question. Is it
Right.
So
right for you to support all dreams because you love the person?
let's look at it from this way. So
Go on.
remember that everybody has a different level of risk aversion, right? So that means that some people would generally be more risk adverse in comparison with others. So if I am somebody that I don't like to take a lot of risk, and I see that you're about to get into a project or a business that has a lot of uncertainty and would probably potentially lead to a failure or something like that. So what that means is that I'm going to definitely um, advise you against that particular project. So it's not because I'm not in support of you per se. It's because my perception towards risk is I don't like to take any risk. So in that way, what that means is that it's not necessarily coming from a place of detest or they are not supporting you is coming from a place of love, whereby because I am generally that way, I don't like to take risk. So if I see you venturing into a project I deem very risky, I'm going to advise you against it. Think about people that gamble, for example. A lot of people would place or invest in certain investment that is really really risky. If you look at sport betting, for example, some people might say it's investment, some people might say it's gambling, right? But
It's not gambling. It's not gambling. It's investment.
exactly. So, which is why I said it's all about your aversion to risk. So, what this is telling me is that
No, it's all
you're
about your perspectives.
no, but that means you are more like a risk taker. You're willing to take risk. So, for somebody like probably your girlfriend or your ex, I don't know if you guys are still together, that is not really that kind of person, they will definitely advise you against it. So, and it's coming from a place of love. So, it's all about, like you said, perspective, different
Okay.
Okay,
viewpoints.
so to be fair to this conversation and not to the person, it wasn't coming from a place of love. It was coming from a place of fear because she was scared of the unknown. In her defense, she said we just started dating, so it was fear of the unknown and not fear of uncertainty, or not like she didn't love me enough.
So let's bring the conversation together, like the points together, right? Because as you rightly said, people might be risk
Yeah.
averse. It might be that they're what's it called now, putting their own hesitation onto the person. They're what's it called now? They're transferring their hesitation to them. So let's be generous, right? Right? Maybe they're not haters. Maybe they just don't get it, right? Sometimes it's hard to support what you don't understand, especially if they've never seen it succeed, or they don't know a lot of people that have succeeded at what you're trying to do. But sometimes it might also be envy. It might be because some people might be cool with what you're doing as long as you're not succeeding. Once you start succeeding, then they start beefing you. Because your glow will remind them of, okay, this person I also had this dream that this person is doing, but I didn't do it. Now they're successful. It reminds me of my own shortcoming and me not believing in myself, and so I start to hate on the person. So I think that kind of plays in a way of people not trying to support people's dream vocally because they hesitated, and you are trying to do it, but they don't want you to do it because they think that if you do it, you might be more successful than they did, or you might remind them of some shortcomings. Am I over exaggerating? Am I overplaying that scenario, or what do you think?
No, no, I don't think you are. Actually, a lot of people unknowingly have a need for control. Think about our African parents, right? There's this sort of uh, I don't know, I don't want to use the word mentality, but there's this belief that is sort of ingrained in most parents, not just African parents, but most parents in general, that they want to have a certain level of influence or control over their loved ones. So, and if that loved one is going astray from what their visions of what their life would look like, it could prompt them to want to steer them back towards the path that they approve of. So that's one thing. So, but I think it's also in a way ego driven when we think about it, because there's this sort of need for control, wanting to always be in the loop and stuff like that. So I think yes, definitely. Some of them could be from, like you said, envy. But again, the need for control is also another important aspect. And we see that a lot of the times. Parents will tell you, oh, why do you want to become a musician? How many people have you seen that, in terms of personally that have made it? There are lots of struggling musicians out there. So, yeah, so there's also an element for a need of control there as well.
Right. Before I flip the topic the other way around, right? So how can you survive this kind of people that you thought are going to be your biggest cheerleaders, but they're not, they're MIA? Is it, should you stop announcing your dreams to your close friends that you know that are not going to support you? Like Nelson gave an example earlier of him not going back to tell them the dream because they rejected it in the first place? Or should it be that you only share your dream with your mentors, whoever you think that is your tribe, that you share your dream with? Or you might as well, if you tell people and they doubt you, you just replace it with your own beliefs every day. Like, is that some ways of surviving?
I don't know if Ness wants to take this first.
No, no, go first. Go first.
Okay, so essentially, I would say one way to do this is to try and not remember when you're trying to explain what your dreams are towards somebody. You're not looking for their approval. That's point number one. You're not looking for their
True.
validation. You want them to understand. So that should be
That's
the
my
goal. Let
point.
them. Sorry.
And that's my point. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have to believe it. At least just show understanding,
Yeah,
show support.
but
Yeah.
this is where different viewpoints comes in. And a lot of the reason why we said earlier on that people would hold back their support is because they don't understand it. They don't see it from your own perspective. So this is where you then try to, number one, let them, first you have to recognize that their perspective may be what the stumbling block at that instance. But you also try to make them understand or communicate as best as you can. So, and also, there should be this ground in your own vision, right? So you have a desire, you have a vision, you have a mission you want to pursue. You don't need external validation. We've made that clear already. So you have to focus your own motivations. What are those things that drives you to want to pursue that dream? So that should be the focus. And so I would say that would be some of the key aspects for me.
Okay, I'm going to read out some things real quick. I made some notes while I
So
was
before
thinking
you
about
read
the
it, yeah,
episode.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm total support of what Morris said. It's your dream, it's your race. Especially if you're listening to me and you're a guy, you need to understand that if you came to this world as a guy, you're already losing 1-0. So whatever dream,
I don't
whatever
subscribe
it
to
is,
that.
whatever dream it is that you're having, run with it. When you get to the front, if you realize that it's a bad dream, sleep and dream again, but keep moving.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna flip the mic for a minute. Just imagine if you're listening and you're that friend, that cousin, that girlfriend who doesn't quite understand what your loved one is chasing. This one is for you. Like I said, if you don't get it, still support it. You don't have to get it to support it. You don't have to be an expert in NFT or expert in acting or podcasting or fashion design or data analytics to be a good system. It's just some simple humane ways to be there. So instead of asking questions that seems like you are judging, ask questions about the next step. So instead of saying, "Are you sure this will work?" Instead, ask like, "What inspired this? What is the next step?" Because asking is caring instead of judgment, right? And if they make a small step towards their dream, like maybe they attend a course or they book the king or a gig or launch a website, even if they've not made money from it or gone viral, just say something, anything positive, like "That's awesome," or "I see you walking." That goes a long way. And also, let them know, "I don't fully get it, but I support you. I'm rooting for you." Those kind of sentences actually improves and gives them the ginger to go ahead. I don't know if you guys have anything to add before I throw some would you rather questions in there.
But what if the person's dream is not?
Let people learn from their mistake. They say experience is the best teacher.
But
What if you have
sometimes,
experienced it? Sometimes it's
But
best you learn
again,
from other people's mistake.
before you
That you're
go too
saying,
far,
is very wrong.
before no,
Don't
before
learn
you go
from
too
your
far,
own experience. You learn from
this
other
is what Maurice was saying. Some people will use their own insecurity to spoil someone else's dream. The fact that you did not succeed does not mean that person may not succeed. You might have tried 5 years ago. There's more information in those 5 years that this person now can gain to actually succeed. Instead of saying, "Oh, I failed, so you are going to fail," instead tell them the things that you learned from your failure, the things that made you fail, so that they should avoid when they are going forward. Don't just say, "Oh, I tried it before, I failed." You too, you will fail. Oh. You can't be saying stuff like that. You have to support. Experience is the best teacher. Let them learn from your experience and let them learn from their own experience. So this saying goes both ways. It's not just they should learn personally from their own experience. There's books, there's videos, there's TikTok. People are saying their experiences every day. So you can learn
Yeah.
from all experiences.
Another thing,
Best teacher.
also don't forget that criticism is also an experience. So if you're criticizing somebody, you're also trying to instill some form of knowledge to them, but it should be a constructive criticism, right? So it should be not just because what that means is that you've seen aspects whereby that thing might likely fail. So your goal is not to focus on the failure. Your goal as a family or a friend of somebody that is about to pursue their dream would be to how can we mitigate the effect of this potential failure? How can we reduce the risk of actually failing? Not just you're going to fail, but how can we make sure that you don't fail? Yes, you've seen it, you've recognized that there could be problems with that, but it's all about how do you do it, right? So I think that would be one thing. Another thing that I wanted to add before we jump to the um, you know,
Would you
the
rather?
other questions would be um, I wanted to suggest that it might be a good idea to find community or build yourself around people that support you. But sometimes this is where echo chambers could arise, and you could find yourself in a community whereby it's like the blind leading the blind. So that could be another problem of its own. So if everybody in that community is have a certain idea that they're trying to pursue and everybody is not doing it right, then you could be misguided. So while you find community, also be very cautious about not just staying in an echo chamber whereby all you're getting is constant reinforcement to support that your initial belief. So that would be another thing I just wanted to add. But yeah.
Okay. On that lovely, jovely note, let's jump into the Would You Rather section. And I have three for today, just three questions. Would you rather your parents misunderstood your dream but still gave you money, or understood it perfectly but gave you nothing? Would you rather have your parents misunderstand your dream but still give you money, or understand it perfectly and still give you nothing?
They should misunderstand it. Oh.
Remember, we said
Let
that
them,
we are not looking for their validation, right? So, on that note, misunderstand my dream for all you care, but give me the money, especially if
Coco
I
is
need that money.
Coco is the dream should come to realization. They can misunderstand it. They will understand it when the time comes. I had friends that were going into tech and their parents could not relate. They thought they were doing yahoo yahoo. The parents were legit worried, and these boys were going into tech. And now one of them that actually hit the hallmark of it is now that his father is now beginning to understand that computer work. But before, he was dissing my guy that you are just sitting at home, you are not doing anything. You just sit down in front of computer, you are not doing anything. Whereas the
Yeah.
guy was learning how to code. So the
Yeah.
pops did not understand the dream and did not even support him, did not give him money. It was the mom that understood and was
Yeah.
just supporting him, even if she couldn't do much. So it's best if they misunderstand it and it turns out to be successful. Then everybody understands success. That
Yeah.
I'm sure of.
Definitely. Definitely. And the next one is, I'll start with this one with Nelson. Would you rather be underestimated your whole life or overhyped and flop once?
Why do I need their estimate? So I honestly I might not be, but the level of confidence I exude, no matter your estimate of me, I am so sure is your business. Do you understand? So I would
Yeah.
rather be underestimated and be killing it, you know, than for you to now overestimate me and now get there and flop. You know the risk of overestimating you, because sometimes it doesn't even put just you in danger. It puts the people that estimated you in danger. You know, you have overestimated this person to the point
Yeah, they're going to lose their trust as well. Yeah.
you even recommend for people that he can do it. Oh, don't you see the way he moves, the way he dresses? I know he can speak good English. Then they give you reports to go and read. Hey, problem. So, so I mean, I don't need anybody's validation to do anything. underestimate me is sure for me. You understand?
Right.
Right.
Well, I also like to. Yeah, go on,
No, no,
Monica.
no. I'm just going to echo what Nelson said. He said it all. So underestimate me for UK. As long as I'm confident in my abilities and I know I can actually deliver, I think
Yeah.
that's what matters. So yeah.
Yeah, same. I enjoy being underestimated. Like I live my life with underestimation, so it's nice. Um, so
And
I'm staying
the
there.
glory that comes with underestimating you is crazy because they still will be in shock that he could do it. Wow. You get me?
You know? Yeah, I get. And the last one for today is: would you rather be surrounded by fake supporters who cheer you loudly, or quite real ones who barely say anything?
What's the value of people that say nothing when you need support?
I thought
But
you
they
are
are real ones.
confident in
No,
your
I thought
ability.
you said you want
You
people
don't
to
need
be
the
real.
support. Let
No,
them.
so this is how it is. Yeah, you are confident in your ability.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that if you see a plus, you will now say no. I don't want. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you are
True.
confident in your ability and they are cheering you up for whatever reason, it will boost the ability and the confidence. Not necessarily validating whatever their thoughts is, because I will not go back, and because of my confidence I will not go back and ask them that this your hailing, you sure say it come from your heart? It's not my business. Let it be fake. Be hailing me odogu one. There are people that will hear you hailing me and will, because of your fake hailing, believe in me. So there's a plus to it. Even if I'm this confident, there's a plus to fake hailing too. But the problem now is, don't now go and problem.
Well,
You will now be
I was going
doing,
to,
you will be doing rubbish. You'll be hailing.
I was going to go with the quiet real ones, but then you said something. They can be fake hailing you to be loud enough to get more investors. So I think I
Yeah.
kind of switched to that perspective.
Bring the
Nah,
Just for
fake
that,
applause.
just for that alone.
Bring
nah.
the fake applause.
Don't fake hail me. Personally, don't do it. I'd rather you just be real. Just be true to yourself, and then rather than but nah.
Wait, you mean when you say be true to yourself, do you mean your fans?
Not the fans. Yeah, the fans, right? If they are the type of people that they are really, really impressed, but they are not over enthusiastic and hailing you, then let them be themselves. But that's real because that's who they truly are, right? So that's how I see it. Instead of, I don't know. I think for
I
me,
get you.
I'll prefer that one.
I get you.
All right, fair
Maybe
enough.
because I'm
Fair
like
enough.
that. So yeah.
Yeah, well, so look, it hurts when people don't back you. I won't sugarcoat that. But their lack of belief doesn't have to be the end of your story. In fact, it might be the strength, the plot twist that you needed to take your dream to the next level and to take your dream seriously. Support is sweet, but you see, belief in yourself, that's power. So keep building, keep growing. If they don't clap for you now, don't worry. Your success will be loud enough for all of them to hear it later. I'm rooting for you. Nelson is rooting for you. Dr. Morris is rooting for you, even if they aren't. So, until next time, I'm going to say stay curious, stay safe, use your brain. But before you go, press the like button. Thank you very much. Subscribe if you're new or yet to do so. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Nelson and Dr. Morris. Hope you have a beautiful and fantastic day. Until next time, stay safe. SCFR.